Welcome, George Kollias. We are in Rome, in Batterika Day. First of all, thank you for being with Planet Drum.
Oh, it's a big honor. Thanks for inviting me, and I'm really surprised, man. I didn't expect like such a huge kind of like drum festival, you know. So I walk here, you know. I just arrived from the airport, and I'm like, wow, this is too much, you know. Too many drummers, you know. It's awesome. You guys are very lucky here, you know.
You are going to play a few of your songs, you told me.
You know, I barely actually plan stuff. So when I have a clinic or like it's a drum festival or you know whatever, usually I just go on stage and then decide what I'm gonna do, you know. But I saw many Nile fans, so I think I have to play some Nile songs. I got some of my songs, maybe a couple solos. You know, I'm not sure. You know, maybe we can talk.
Okay, you said a few of your songs, so you also write and produce your music.
Yeah, I write a lot of music, and I used to write music on some previous bands, but now I have it's kind of like a personal project, which is I'm doing it for fun, you know. So there is no plans, you know, to get a label or anything. You know, I just write some songs and give it away. So far I gave away like 7 or 8 demos, you know, and people seem to actually dig it a lot. So in January, and this is final because you know I'm always too busy and I always, you know, do other stuff and I push my project, you know, later and later, you know. But in January I'm gonna track drums at least, and then I'm gonna start with guitars and everything because I play all the instruments there. You know, this is like I said, for fun, so. It's gonna take some time, I guess, but I can't wait.
It's gonna take some time, but a lot of fun, I believe.
Yeah, it is fun. I mean, I will pay a lot of attention on the drums, and then I will take my time, you know. I mean, drums will be, you know, record like 10 songs, maybe 3 days, 4 days, you know, but I want to make sure I have the best sound possible for my studio, you know, tune like perfect and new drum hits and everything, you know, but then guitars, everything's gonna happen in my house, in my, you know, home studio. So, you know, that's like, you know, coffee and play guitar, you know. So guitars and bass and some vocals, I'm gonna take it easy. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So as you said, there's a lot of Nile fans. You joined the Nile band in 2004, if I'm not wrong. How did you get that gig?
Actually, the Nile guys asked Derek Roddy, which he wasn't a friend of mine back then, but I met him once, and he was a favorite drummer of mine. I gave him one of my band's, you know, CDs, and he really liked what I do. So Derek actually recommended me for the band, and he sent some links, and the guy saw some videos, and that's it, you know. Nile is a very specific and you know, it's a very demanding gig, but you know, if you see a video of somebody playing an Nile song, you can tell he can do the job or not. I mean, it's really an easy decision, you know, if you find a drummer, you know, who can play the stuff. So the problem was I was in Greece, so you know, even 8 years later, you know, I still have to fly all the time, you know. Sometimes, you know, this is very tough, but you know, so basically some friend of mine, you know, like a common friend, talk about me, and I got the gig. That was it. No audition. No audition.
One more question. Maybe you've been asked thousands of times about your feet and the fastness. How did you get this impressive fastness with your feet? With one foot mostly.
Yeah, well, the true story is when I tried to learn the blast beat, there were drummers playing the blast beat, you know, with 1 foot, okay? And later on, you know, drummers started playing the blast beat with 2 feet. But I was living in Greece, so I couldn't actually see the drummers playing with 2 feet. So I had no idea. You know, what happened was, you know, I was listening to drummers playing with 2 feet, and I thought they were doing it with one foot, you know. So I was pushing myself, and that was it, you know. And then I got it, and now there is no need actually to go with 2 feet. Plus, Nile is a very weird band when it comes to the way the drummer plays. You know, they want the really original stuff, you know. So if you want to play for Nile, you got to play, you know, you got to blast with 1 foot and all this stuff, which actually came and actually fit very well, you know. So that was it. I learned about the 1 foot blast because I didn't know any other way to do it. So it was an accident. So the only thing I did was I was sitting down and just tried to play fast, and that was it. Of course, many hours and you know, some specific practice routines, you know, but nothing is a secret, you know. I mean, I answer questions and I tell everything I did back then. The main thing was I push myself. If you don't push yourself, you will never play fast. That's it.
Just work hard for everything. Everything in life is like that.
Yes, yeah. Buddy Rich actually said that once. Somebody asked him, how can I play fast? I mean, what should I do to play fast like you? And he was like, here's a tip. Sit down, play as fast as you can. That was it.
Something that you will talk about in your new DVD that is released in these days. Sorry, the second.
The second DVD, yeah. My first DVD was out in 2008, and the new one is coming in actually in about 10 days. And I'm really, you know, looking forward to see this, you know, thing out because it took like so much work for me. Well, my DVD is not about speed, to be honest. I mean, it's about extreme metal music and, of course, has a few chapters, you know, talking about speed and how you can develop speed and the right way to push yourself to play faster, you know. But as a drummer and as a teacher, you know, because I teach drums for 10 years, you know, I really don't focus on speed only, you know. There are so many stuff. There are some, for example, one of my favorite parts of the DVD will be some of, you know, rhythmic illusion stuff, you know, like some old signatures, how you know, you get some illusions out of it, you know. I mean, for example, you get a 13, 16 drum beat, okay? And then, you know, 13, you're like, okay, I'm gonna separate it in, you know, I'm gonna group it in 4, 4, 4, you know, like, you know, and 1, and then you have 3 groups of 4, you know, and then 4 groups of 3 plus 1, and then 2 groups of 5, you know. So all these create some, you know, really cool illusions, which some of them I use them in Nile. Well, people actually, they pay attention more on my fast stuff instead of, you know, these stuff, but you know, it's okay. So I try to make it have a little bit of everything, and I think I'm very proud, you know, the way it came out, you know. I hope people will like it, man. It's 5 hours, 20 minutes. We had 8 cameras. I mean, there is so much pre-production, although it's still made from like a small team that really wanted to work together, you know. So yeah, it took a lot of time, took a lot of work. Back in the days was really tough to get attention. You know, you should work with demos and trade and, you know, the mailing thing and the flyers we used to have. You know, I was really young, but, you know, I lived like a few years, you know, with demo trading and all this stuff. So this part is very easy. On the other hand, though, if it's easy for me, it's going to be easy for you as well. So there are so many bands, and so many musicians. The bad thing, of course, will be, you know, like you release something and you put so much work and then somebody will take it and upload it online, you know, which is, I'm not totally against it. I mean, it's okay if somebody wants to listen to my music, I'm okay, you know, it's okay. But on the other hand, if the label doesn't sell, then they're gonna drop the band. So, you know, it's a whole circle, you know, so kind of affects us, you know, in a very negative way, and the fans actually don't get it till they start their own band, and then they're like, wow, this is really bad. I'm like, you see? Yeah. One last thing I would like to point will be, when I was 12 years old and I wanted to learn the song, for example, okay? There was no YouTube, there was nothing. So I had to listen to the song, Slayer, for example. I had to listen to Slayer again and again, the same feel, again and again. So that was actually kind of like pushing me to discover some more and, you know, like learn some more, okay? But today you got everything. You go online and, you know, you're like, this song, blah, blah, blah. You can see like 3 drummers, you know, like 3 drummers of the band and then like another 100 drummers, you know, fans like playing the same feel. So it's easier to get into the songs. But for some reason, everybody works less. That's a shame, man. I mean, now you have everything we say on the plate and you don't eat. When you have too much, you don't really appreciate it. I remember...
You want to talk about your set, your cymbal set, your drum set?
How much time we have? Well, I have 2 official drum kits, and I say official because, you know, I mean, when I'm on tour, I play masters, always per, of course. I play masters, I play reference, mostly reference. And nowadays, you know, the reference pure is out, so I guess we're gonna use some reference pure a little bit more. I own a reference pure, which is the best drum set I ever played in my life, you know, period. This is the best drum set and beats everything I had or, you know, played in the past. So I got a reference pure, same setup, like 5 toms, 2 floor toms, 2 kicks, 2 snares, some foot snares, you know, some, depends, you know, what I'm playing. And I also have a Masterworks, which is a complete custom order, you know, so I went to the website when I got the endorsement from Pearl, and they were like, well, you can configure it, you know, whatever you want. I'm like, wow. So let's go and experiment, you know, this is a great opportunity. That Masterworks came out so great, man. I mean, to be honest, I like the reference pure a little bit more, but I use the reference pure, you know, for clinics and on the Nile video and some, you know, some shows. So I have the Masterworks set up, you know, in my studio, and I play this mostly. So yeah, reference pure and Masterworks. I play Sabian cymbals. I got dozens of cymbals. You have no idea. I'm kind of like a collector. So whatever sounds good, you know, I want to take it. So I'm always emailing the guys, you know, from Sabian. I'm like, hey man, I like this one. How much? You know, it's a great, yeah, it's really funny. I got some jazz cymbals. I got some, you know, like more rock and pop cymbals. You know, I just try to collect, you know, as much as I can. I also play Axis pedals. I play the Vickford 6. My signature stick came out like 6 months ago, which is a great one. And I got some with me if you want to check them out. Yeah, it's very, you know, it's based to the 55A, so it's kind of like a stick that everybody will feel, you know, very comfortable. But there are like a couple minor details that actually works for speed and everything. You know, the guys at Vickford did an incredible job, man. This is it, you know, perfect. And Evans drum hits and extreme isolation headphones. That's all my gear. Thanks so much, everyone. You got some a killer vibe here. You guys are very lucky, and I hope you really appreciate what's going on here. So take care. Thanks. Cheers.
Thank you very much.